Hello, I'm very happy to be holding this book in my hands now. And I think, of course, in the next couple of days, many of you would be holding the same book in your hands. So this is the first copy, the author copy, which has been sent by the Penguin to me and also Chandu. I am delighted, of course, I'm very happy, to see this book. Of course, you would also be. One good reason, of course, we all know that for all these years that we have been trying, our level best to resolve the issue of Netaji's death. One of the biggest problem, confronting us for a pretty long time was that this issue was not mainstream, so to speak, and it would not be discussed by people in the mainstream, and therefore, the if you go back, let's say 20 odd years ago, mainstream media would not even talk much about it. Of course, at least the issue that they would not discuss. But that is a change that we have brought about, that we have made the issue mainstream. Now, this is probably the best, step forward that we could take. That this issue of Netaji's death, which was at any point of time, anybody wrote books about Subhash Bose's death case. These books were not published by leading publishers. So that's one problem because the leading publishers are now, they want to play it safe. And this was deemed to be a conspiracy theory of sort. And books were not published by top publishers. So I'm very happy and delighted that the thanks to your the support that you have given us, and and all my friends, and especially those who have been part of Mission Netaji. So we have brought about such a change that today our book is published by world's number one publisher, which is Penguin. So, which means that this book would, with this book, we would be able to reach the audience that we have so far not been able to reach. So, a lot of people, and especially in the higher strata of society, which are totally cut off from this issue because it has to be part of the ecosystem. This book should be visible, in the places that these people visit, and they, you know, not that my previous books were not, visible. They were visible. Of course, we have done wonders, whatever we could. But then, the Penguin has a reach. They have the marketing and other capabilities that they can make, books reach a lot of people. And also, of course, when you see the product. So when the book is in your hand, so you have to, of course, see the quality of the production, which matters a lot because a lot of book lovers, they are very concerned about the quality of the book, the printing quality, the kind of paper which has been used, how the font, what kind of font has been used, what has been the reading experience. Because book is not just a book experience. I hold it in my hand. Look how it folds very easily. Normally, in many, if the printing quality is not good, these papers would just not, just fold like this. They would probably stand like this. There will be some kind of stiffness in the paper. But here, because the paper quality is very, very, very good, and because it is like a done, so it has to be good. The book, any quality book should be, pleasing to look at. It should feel good in your hands, and so it enhances the reading experience. And of course, then the content comes. The content, of course, is how it has been written. So once you go through this book, you will have to keep in mind how we have presented the facts. So because many of you would be aware of the basic facts. So these are not something that Netaji did not die. Any plane crash is not a news story. I have been saying for the last 20 years. But then you have to see how we have placed our facts now in year 2024-25 going forward. So you have to see how the case has been made. And so we have kept in mind an audience because, as I said, that we are trying to reach out to a very high level polished audience, which has thus far remained outside, this particular topic. So we would like to reach out to them and tell them and present before them a basic, fact of the basic facts of this case, which would startle them, which would shock them. And so we are making this case, our case, and it has been, of course, there's a storyline, which so the book will have a start somewhere. It will flow, the story will flow from there, from a start, and then it will, of course, end somewhere. So you will, I hope you will enjoy reading what we have and how we have presented the whole story, starting in 1945 to our times. And of course, we are giving, we're connecting it to present also. That's very important because we keep on saying this issue is not about past, it's about present also, but future because files remains, many files remains, files remain classified till date. And our intention has been to, get those files declassified because as I've been saying, and you are also, most of you are aware, whatever Chandrachur and I have said about Netaji's fate is correct. It's just a matter of getting it a official support, official seal of approval from the government side. So that is what the whole mission Netaji is all about. So we have been trying, we have been successful to various, varying degrees. But then in recent times, things have gone against us, so to speak. That because of our efforts, these files were released by the current government, Modi government, 300 odd files, and before that, there were 1,000 plus files were released because of our efforts. This is during Manmohan Singh's period, but then that did not, come into news much. But then anyhow, but this was, of course, a very publicized and very well organized event by the Modi government. They not only released files, they also had them scanned and put them online for everybody to see. A narrative was floated by the members of Subhash Bose's families in particular that, and they were able to plant stories in media, and they were this narrative was put out by them that the files released by the Modi government they have these files prove establish that Netaji did die in a plane crash in Taiwan. And they were selectively picking up stuff from here and there, because see, there are hundreds of things you can talk about. I mean, so there are many inquiries, for example, in Netaji's death case. So you have members of family, some in Calcutta, some in other parts of the world. So they just keep, they do just cherry picking, and you pick up one inquiry from past and you put your spin on it, and you say, according to, us, this inquiry, or, British or American inquiries prove that Netaji died in plane crash. So what we have done, we have gone through everything and we have cut through the chase. And we have what we have done is, of course, my intention and Chandrachud's intention was not to give you, too much of data, because this is also one problem that we have, faced in past, that we have given so much of data to people in our books that people have not been able to process it properly. Often I'm told when I give my presentation that, don't throw so much of data. People cannot take that much because you are somebody who's deep into this case, so you probably can make understand things, but then probably people are not able to understand much. So be very selective in what you want to present to people. So in this case, in this book, we have made our case very selectively, very pointedly, because we would like people to understand what this case is in as in little words as possible, because there's no point otherwise. If I wanted to increase the length of this book, I could have we have thousands of files, I could go on and on and on, but that doesn't help. So in about 450 pages, I we have made our case, and this case would be before you. And once you have got copies of your book, we would be, of course, Chandrashu and I will be taking up your questions, and we will answer them. Right now, there's nothing much, because I don't want to discuss the contents of the book right now, because it has not reached you. We have just, yesterday was, Dishara, and Diwali, of course, 20 days ahead of us. I think after let Diwali, got over, because people right now are in festive mode, and especially in Bengal, everybody was, involved in puja, and here in other parts of the country, is Diwali fervor has come now. So once Diwali gets over, and by which time, the first week of November, this book would be, they'd start delivering. So you would have the book in your hand. So you would also go through the contents. At that point, we would go into the details, and at that point, we would discuss, what this book says. And as I have, written elsewhere, that this essentially, this book is not just a book; it's basically a reboot of the case. The case has become dormant for last couple of, years, and also, fake narrative has been floated that the files released by Modi government prove that Netaji died in a plane crash in Taiwan. This book will tell you, no, it's not like that. The files actually, not only from, because we have taken into account not just files from India, but also files from other countries, Taiwan also. And we have established, no, the plane crash story is hoax. Netaji never died. And we have given you all the details and all the facts and data. You will see all these government records, and so on and so forth. So let's wait for some time, and you people get your copies. As I said, that our intention is to go for a reboot of the Netaji death history, which has become dormant for some time now. So let's see how it goes from here. Thank you.